All right, in this tutorial, we're going to look at Sparemin, which is also known as Headliner. It's a completely free project that you can use to make what some people are calling audiograms, which is actually the name of another company. We're going to put a timer on this. So I'm going to click on Start, and we're going to go over and make one. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to upload. Now I have this audio already created here. So I have a little 60-second audio here, 30-second. I don't want to transcribe it. I can just say I've done this a couple times and the transcription is hideous. So I'll say next. I can actually play this. Now, if I wanted to, I could upload a whole clip and then clip out just what I need, but I'm going to keep that right where it is. It does have options over here of apparently what are intended audios for different places. Mine is about, currently you can see it's 24 seconds, so I'm good. I click on next. I'm going to make this for Instagram, so I'm going to make it square. I'm going to leave it at that and click on next. And then to customize, I can upload a image here. So the background image, I'm going to click on this and say, I made this in Canva. It's not the prettiest thing I've ever made. Can I go allow zoom? All right. So I'm going to resize this so I get the whole image. There we go. Crop that in. There it is. I don't like the red. I'm going to try to make this the same color as the green here. So that is close enough for me. I could probably go now. Let's see. I should have left it where it was. Yeah. And this is where you can lose a lot of time. I'm going to leave it just like that. Close enough. Do I want it in the middle? Bottom? See, that covers up my URL. So I'm going to keep it in the middle. And do I want a wave? Wave bars, round bars, which is, I'm going to kind of keep with that. But you can see there are a bunch of other ones you can pick from. Line, that's actually kind of cool. Curve, bricks, pixel head. So I'm going to go with curve. And there's no way to preview this, but that's just where it's going to go. And I'll say, go ahead and create the project. And so you can see, hang tight, we're creating your project. And I'm going to bring over the timer. We're at 2 minutes and 3 seconds as I do this. And now it comes up to this. And this is if I want to add other things, other text, things of this nature. And I'm not. So I've already got my media here. But if I wanted to, I could click here and add a title and things of this nature. You can pick when and where it comes out. So you can add a whole bunch of other things here if you don't have a way to add titles to your stuff. But for now, I'm going to cancel out of that. I don't want that. In fact, at this point, I'm ready to just say, give me my file. So I could upload another image here if I wanted to, but let's just get to it. So I click on export. I'm going to keep the default stuff. You could make it higher and lower resolutions. I could add an intro and an outro, but I'm fine with that. When I click on export, it starts to do it. And we are at 2 minutes and 55 seconds. So in theory, since I didn't do anything, I just wasted about a minute there showing you the options. But this is the part that takes the longest. This is probably going to take about a minute. And again, this is a 24-second clip. So I will pause the video here and start it back up when it's done. And we're back 4 minutes and 35 seconds into this. I can now click here to download my image. I can actually see it now.
The School of Podcasting.
So, there we go. I don't know if you can hear that or not. But this week on the School of Podcasting, and so I'm happy with that. That'll work. I can download this, and I did this earlier. I'm gonna replace that one, and we're done. So I can say that took me more or less 5 minutes, somewhere between 4 and 5 minutes if I wasn't explaining this and if I knew what I was doing. So that one took 5 minutes. Next up, you have Audiogram. You can see you can use it for 2 audiograms per month for free, $19 a month, up to 50 audiograms. And if you need more than 50 in a month, apparently, you need to contact them for that. So let's get at it. So here you can see I made one previously. We're going to make a new one. I say, oh, hold on before we do that. Dave, what are you doing? Let's clear that. Let's start the clock, shall we? All right. So I'm going to make the exact same thing we just did in the previous one. I'm going to create an audiogram. I'm going to upload my audio file and say upload that. And you can see now, if I want to select a clip, I can change the, if If I
The
hit this.
School of Podcasting with Dave Jackson.
This week on the School of Podcasting, we all want our podcast to have a larger audience. We want our audience to share. Yeah, so I'm like, wait, I want the whole thing. So I could. Now, if I just wanted to start with me, I could cut out the ladies and just... This week on the School of Podcasting, but I'm going to keep the cheesy ladies in there, even though technically I don't think they're loud enough now that I see that, but that's okay. And now I'm ready to go to the next step, which is design the layout. So I'm going to assume that I use this button here. And, so now do I want this to put the word? I don't want the words. I'm just going to go traditional. So I'll click on that. We're up to 1 minute and 5 seconds. And, okay. Load existing style, landscape portrait. I want square. And I'm going to choose this one. I believe, because I did with this one, I can pick my own, that down here. Add an image. There we go. We'll do that. I don't want a title, though. There is a title in here somewhere. You can see it is, can I pick the background color, font color? Yes, I would like that to be that. So now at least I can see these. And I don't want my title. So I'm going to just say, get out of here. It gets rid of that. But you can see if I wanted to, I could add it. Now what's cool about that, just to put those back, I'll put here title. You can up here pick where I want that title to go. Okay, so you can do that. I can pick where I want the waveform to go. I do like the little bit more control here. And if I had a subtitle, you can see it's down there. I could put that here. I don't see a spot where I can choose. Yeah, I can. Alignment. It aligns everything. Okay. Down here in my, I'm going to put here to here full episode. We'll get rid of the word title. I'm not super crazy about the black wave. Let's see what happens. Oh, I have bars. I have a curve and I have a wave. We'll go with curve. And can I add a color and say, again, give me something somewhat aqua-ish. I'll live with that. That also changed the text, which is, again, kind of a bummer that I can't do one or the other. But I will live with that for now. No preview. And if I really wanted to really catch somebody's attention, I might want to go, you know what? I'm going to stick with that. The pink kind of goes with the aqua. I'll live with that. And I had 7 credits. I'm going to use this now. I don't want to do anything else. I could choose different fonts if I wanted to for my thing. I am going to fix I'm going to put a capital H there on here.
The School of Podcasting.
I can get a preview.
With Dave Jackson.
This week on the School of Podcasting, all right, I can live with that. And let's export this bad boy. And it says, hey, your exporting will cost you a credit. You have 6 credits left. Do I want to edit a post or pre-roll? So we have that again. Nope, I'm good. Export that. And we are at 4 minutes and 21 seconds. A little more control, so a little longer to take. But once you play with these, obviously you would know what tools you want to use, and this could come down. I do like the fact that it's giving me a progress bar with like an idea here. And so this is much faster, it at least appears to be, than the Sparemin headliner. But I am now, as it's finishing up, taking up here. Nope, there we go. So now I can email this to my phone to put it on Instagram, which is kind of cool. And I can come back here later and do that, or I can download the video.
The School of Podcast.
And so here you're like, wait, there's no download button. There's one right here. So I'll click on that and I will say, this is Audiogram, audio clips, and I'll hit save. And that clocks us in right at 5 minutes and 18 seconds again. So I'm going to say somewhere between 4 minutes and 5 minutes. By the way, that was my phone, not yours. And always remember to mute your phone. And I would say somewhere between 4 and 5 minutes once you get good at these. So that'll do it for, again, Audiogram, again, $20 a month or free for 2. If you want to use Audiogram, feel free to go to schoolofpodcasting.com/audiogram. As you saw, I get a finder's fee for that. Last up, this is Wavve, Wavve. You can find that at schoolofpodcasting.com/WAVVE. And you can see here, basically, you can make roughly a card a month, basically up to a minute. You can have one design, things of that nature. And you can see it goes up 10, 18, 30 a month. So if we look here, 10 minutes of video, 3 different card designs. So if you wanted a different card for every episode and you're doing a weekly show, then you're going to need to do the $18 a month. Up to 15 minutes of video. That's a lot of video. So let's go ahead and I'll go ahead and log in and we will start. Well, one thing I need to point out here is, number one, I've been comped an account. I did not pay for this one. So thank you to them. But in full disclosure, the other thing is it comes up to the last card I created. And so even though I'm on the create option here, I'm going to come down here to my cards, which shows you the one I just did. So I could edit that one, but I'm going to add a new one. So let's bring over the timer and let's click start. So I'm going to add a card in here again. What size do you want? And I will say I want a square one, and I click on that and it says drag your image or drop it. And I'm going to say the same one we've been using to all the other ones. There it is. And I can pick here if I want to add text to it. And here's where you get a lot more options. So I could say different text here. I can pick the color. So here again, if I wanted that, I can make it underlined. I can make it italics. I can kind of, if I'm doing an outline here, if I drag this down to where we can see it. So it's showing me where I can position this. So a little more control, how high I want this to be, et cetera, et cetera. And so if you had just an image and you needed to put that is there. Mine's already set up. So really the caption area, again, if I wanted to, I'm not sure where that comes into play. Background color. I guess I could make one from scratch if you wanted to, basically, is what that's for. So let's go to the waveforms. And you have a ton here. And little squiggly lines and things of that nature. So I'm going to use this squiggly line, and I'm going to say, let's make that again, some sort of aqua color, just to tie into that. And now if I wanted to, I could make that bright red, just so people see it. But we'll go with that. And if I want to replace the image, I could. If I want to zoom in, I got, that's just for me looking at things. But I'm good. So we're at 2 minutes on the timer. And again, I think a lot of these would be if I wanted to make one from scratch, like no image. I did that in Canva, what we're looking at here. So that is good. Now I can save the card. So in other words, it's kind of a graphic tool. And so now I've got the tool, and you'll see I'm now right where I was at the beginning. And I could say, all right, let's upload my audio file. If I want to add a caption, I could. I'm going to call this audio review, audio tools review. This will not show up on the image here. And again, I can zoom in and zoom out here. I can adjust where the audio comes in or not. I can actually click here to audio cards.
Yeah.
Here, the end of my thing. Everything is cool. And if I'm ready to go, so I could pick my starting and stopping points here. I can listen to it. I don't think I get a preview of the waveform.
School of Podcast.
Yeah, I don't see that. It says it's a preview, but in terms of what the actual waveform looks like, not going to happen. So if I click on generate video now, we're at 3 minutes and 15 seconds. And while that does that, like I said, most of these take about a minute to do. this does not give you a progress bar, but it does give you the numbers here. And you can see it's cruising along fairly quickly. And when it gets done, you will see here. So I'm going to pause the video so you don't have to sit here and watch the progress bar. All right, so we're at 100% complete. We are at 4 minutes and 26 seconds as it continues to let me know that I'm complete. We're at 4 minutes and 39 seconds. I'll pause the video. Oh, there we go. I just saw it did that. Now, here's what's kind of cool. I can actually make a post here and share it to Facebook and Twitter. And now Instagram, when you come here, it's going to send that to your phone. And from there, you save it, and then you can share it to Instagram. It's kind of, and they have a video from that, but you can see here I'm being notified that my video is ready. So if I didn't want to sit there and watch it, or I could just download it. So I'm going to go ahead and download this, and I will call this one Wavve Audio Tools. And then there we are. So that took, again, 5 minutes and 28 seconds. So these are all, you know, again, the more options you get, the more it's going to take for you to figure out if this is going to work or not. But I can see here's my video. If I want to share any of these, I'm right back to this tool, and I can easily pick something, tie in my tools, and share it that way. They do have video tutorials as well. So if you want to walk through that, and speaking of that, Headliner does not have any, at least direct links to videos on their website. And in looking at Audiogram, they have they have this annoying little thing that pops up that gives you tips and stuff. But in terms of like an actual video walkthrough, they had very little. So let's actually look at the finished product. So here's the one from Headliner, better known as Sparemin.
The School of Podcasting with Dave Jackson.
This week on the School of Podcasting, we all want our podcast to have a larger audience. We want our audience to share audio cards.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. Now, here's the one from Audiogram, which is roughly around $20 a month.
The School of Podcasting with Dave Jackson.
This week on the School of Podcasting, we all jump to the end. Our audio cards.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So Audiogram puts that cool little thing at the end. Audio cards.
Yeah.
Now these are not clickable, but it does kind of promote yourself at the end.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And last up, our one from Wavve. Here we go.
The School of Podcasting with Dave Jackson.
This week on the School of Podcasting, we all want our...
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So again, I could have picked a different one. I'm not really crazy about the way those lights blinked, but that's what our finished product was. And again, just to refresh, Sparemin, better known as Headliner, absolutely free. Audiogram, I'm going to say if you're going to do 4 completely different cards a month, you're looking at $20. And if you're doing Wavve for 4 cards, you're going to have to do the 6 account because otherwise you only get 3, and that's $18 a month. So Audiogram comes in the most expensive, then Wavve, and then right now Sparemin /Headliner is absolutely free.